Right, so time is getting away from me, and by the time this video goes up the following Friday I will be gone to France, so I think this will be my last video before going to France. So let's make it a nice twofer. The first part, on my way to the site that we're going to today, I'm going to talk about the preparations I had to make to go to France, to different things I have to do for the bike, and just different things to bear in mind, and how I did it all. And then the second part of the video, we're going to do a bit of classic bullet wandering, and we're going to go to Gallstown Dolmen, which is in Waterford, and it's an ancient portal dolmen. And let's go and find that now. We've made it to Gallstown Dolmen, but unfortunately it seems it's on someone's private land, or private land adjacent, and I don't want to trespass, so we're going to switch it up and go to a different dolmen, and it's nearby. It's Knockeen Dolmen, and it'll be just as good. Now on the way there, let me tell you about my French stuff. Now on the way down it was raining all the way. Thankfully it's cleared up a bit now. Alright Google. Sorry, Google is just in my ear telling me where to go. But yeah, so France. Okay. It'll be, so this video is going on Friday the 8th of July. I'm leaving Thursday the 14th on the ferry. So what did I need to do to get this bullet ready for France? Well, first things first, I pre-booked most of my places using Airbnb because it works out cheaper than hotels. If I was staying in one spot, I'd probably stay in a hotel, but I'm going from Normandy down to Bordeaux and back up the coast basically, and it's nice to stay in a variety of places, you know? So it's working out at roughly between 30 and 50 euro a night. So over 3 weeks that's a bit of money, but I've been saving. I've been using, if you use Revolut, there's a feature on it called Vaults, and okay gal, and basically, oh, this is a lovely blind spot. Okay, Vaults, that basically if you spend, because I use card because everyone uses plastic now since the virus and all that, but it just works out easier. So say I spend €1.75 on a Coca-Cola or something, if I tap, it'll take that 25 cents and put it into a vault for me, so it takes little bits here and there. And you can also set it to do a weekly withdrawal. So I think I had it set to do since about March or so. It might have been February. Initially I was actually saving for a new helmet. One, what was it, the Yamaha Glamster. But about halfway through saving for that, it occurred to me that that money could be used better towards a trip of some kind, and that's where the big French event formed initially. So €75 put away a week since March, and I also did a few extra jobs here and there for freelance work, and that's given me plenty of money to dip into for the French trip. And yeah, so that was my first thing. Next thing was discovering about the rules of the road and stuff like that, and well, not the rules of the road so much as emissions and whatnot. So this left, Google tells me to turn left way before the left is coming up. Take the next left. Okay, I will take the next left. Sorry, you don't want to hear me arguing with the Google. Now, she's really talking in my ear the whole time here because there's so many little turns. I'm trying to get this thing out. So, in France they have pollution laws, and depending on what your vehicle is, you have a certain certificate, which is on the QUOIT Air certificate website. And I don't think I'd need mine. It's mainly if you're in Paris or somewhere and certain times of years. But I figure in Bordeaux when I'm there, that might be a... Take the next right. Is there a right to take? Is that a right? That looks like someone's house. Alright. No, that's not it. Naughty Google tricking me. We're gonna go slow so I can get all this story out. The QUOIT Air certificate, and basically you go onto the French website for it. There's an English version of it as well, and you put in the details of your vehicle and it gives you a certificate, sort of like a tax disc. I'm not actually going to stick mine to the bike because ugly, but I'll have it with me on my person all the time, just in case a gendarme wants to stop me and ask me a few questions. This guy behind me is right up me, so I'm just gonna left. Go on. Thank you. So the next thing is in France, and I've read conflicting information about this, but I err on the side of caution because they're only €2. But your helmet needs to have reflective stickers on it, front, sides and back, so that, you know, if you're in an accident or something, you're easy to spot. So I bought a set of those stickers. I've yet to put them on, but that was the next thing, because I just wanted to make it as painless as possible, just in case, you know. And they're white stickers, so they'll blend in with the helmet. Anyways, speaking of reflective, you need to always carry a reflective jacket with you when you're in France. If you're in a car, you also need a cone, but a reflective jacket, you don't have to wear it, but if you're in an accident, you need to have one, and the gendarmes want to see that you have one if they pulled you aside. Gendarmes being the French police, in case that wasn't common knowledge. So you need one of those in case of an accident and you're on the side of the road. Next up is breathalyzers, which was a law that was introduced that everyone needs to carry 2 breathalyzers. But from what I've read, you don't actually need to carry them. They can stop you and ask you where it is and tell you you need to get one. But I'm not going to be drink driving anyways, obviously. But you used to need them by law, but now it's just sort of recommended to have them by law. Next up is spare bulbs and things. You don't need to have spare bulbs, but if the gendarmes stop you because your light's out, you can't move until the bulb is replaced. So might as well have them on your purse just to be safe. So I got a kit from a motorcycle shop in Ireland. Now I think that's the exit to go down to Knockeen Dolman. Yeah, see, but we're just going to continue on because I just want to say some more stuff to you, you know. You're this far into the video, why not hit subscribe or give me a comment saying hurry up and get to the Dolman or something. But I've also gotten a first aid kit in case I need some aid, first of all, and second of all, it's not required by law or anything, I don't think, but better to have it than not to have it, you know. What else? I think that's most of the legal side of things done. Oh yeah, you need to carry a copy of your motor insurance, so I'm going to be printing off a photocopy of that, and also your motorcycle's registration certificate, basically. So I'm going to print off a copy of that. You're better off having a photocopy of it in case you get into trouble and they need to take a copy with them. You might as well already have a photocopy and not let them run off with the original. God, this day has turned around nicely. And I think that's all the legal stuff done. For the ferry, if I had booked a bit more in advance, I might have gotten a cabin, but for now, I'll be sitting in a very comfy €20 booked seat. Good lord. We're going to turn around at the roundabout up here, because I think I'm done blabbing your ear off about France. Do I have anything else to say to you about France before I go there? I don't think so, but this will be the last full-length video until after I get back from France. Now, when I'm in France, I'm going to be doing little videos just updating you how it's going along the way. And at the end, I'm going to do a series of videos that, you know, proper 10 to 15 minute long ones of different places in France and different days that I was having. And that should be good fun, providing the cameras and everything survive. So, Knockeen Portal Dolmen. Well, let's copy paste the information that I know about Gallstown Portal Dolmen. And it's a shame that one is on private land, because I wanted to make some connection between, some French connection between Gallstown and Charles de Gaulle. No matter. I'm not going to let that knocking me down. I'm very sorry. Now, in here somewhere is Knockeen. Now, we're carrying the trip machine back again today. Why is that, I hear you ask? Well, we'll get to that, won't we? Well, we might. We'll see. It's very windy. There's a clue. Have I? You have arrived, she says. If you say so. Let's use this as a little U-turny. Whew. Now, am I blind? Where is it? Knockeen Dolmen. Is it in that very field? It said, but you've arrived around here, but I do not see. Let's pull in here. A gateway with a view. That's something of a view. Alright, wanderers, so good news and bad news. Good news, I found a dolmen. Bad news, it's back in Kilkenny. So I'm just going off to a family barbecue now. So tomorrow morning, bright and early, let's go find the dolmen in Kilkenny and be done with it. Alright, talk to you tomorrow. Alright, good afternoon to you again. Today is the next day after where I last filmed, and it was a lovely family barbecue. Great time was had by all, and unfortunately I have to go home to do some overtime work, but on my way there we're going to have a look at this dolmen, and we will have seen a dolmen. We're nearing the end of a project in work, so it's been all hands on deck, and that's leaking over into weekends. But just 2 more weeks and I'm gone away from it all for some time, so just gotta get through the next 2 weeks, or when you see this, the next week. And yeah, let's go to the dolmen. 500 meters, turn left. Alright, we will. Now, what was the other thing I forgot to mention? Well, I'm forgetting it again now. Let's see. Insurance. Take the next left. Let's see. Now, is that a rusty old sign for it? Yes. Well, for French, there's a good app called Duolingo, which I'm sure I'm not the first to present that idea to you, but it's helped me to recover all the French I learned in secondary school, so I can at the very least speak in a mostly present tense about whatever's going on in French. So I'd recommend that, just to brush up on some phrases, or to learn some bare minimums, you know, left, right, up, down, my motorbike is broken, etc, etc. Brought a spare litre of oil for Daisy Bullet because she is very thirsty on oil. Even when she's running well, she still just needs a top up now and then, so 1 litre should be fine for the adventure. I am really at a loss as to what that other important thing I forgot to mention was. Well, travel plug, of course. Here in Ireland we use the 3-prong, whereas in mainland Europe they use the 2-prong. So I have one of those and 2 USB port plug, one for GoPro and one for phone. And then my digital camera uses one of those 2-prong things anyways, so I'll just plug into the wall. And that's everything I need charging overnight. In 400 meters, turn left. You got it. Not sure what it was about the last video in Kerry. I'm presuming this is the... no? Oh, sorry, gal. Not sure what it was about the last video in Kerry, but that shot off to 600. Whoa, that's the left. Always good to get emergency braking practicing. Emergency parking. Yeah, I don't know what it was about that last video, but it just shot off to nearly 700 views within a day, whereas usually it takes about 3 weeks to get to about 600 views on a video. Now, interestingly, with some of my friends from college, we were just doing like a group call, and I was just asking them what should I put on the thumbnail for the video, and we just sort of had a fun hour just messing around and making the thumbnail. So perhaps just we made the most eye-catching thumbnail possible. So thanks Sean, Marty and Jamie for that. I'll give you that success. In 400 meters, your destination will be on the right. Oh, look at that, spectacular. Now, the other dolmens have been on private land. Please God that this one is not the same thing. Oh, sorry gal, this is rickety on you. I'd consider getting a sump guard. Must be down there. Alright. So now we're going to switch the video from talking about French stuff to talking about the dolmen. So, you can call me a coward, pun intended, but those cows were getting very close to the fence, stamping their hooves, mooing at me, so I think they didn't appreciate me being in the area. And when I started a daisy up, the rest of them ran up to the fence, so we're gonna come back to that stone tomb another time, because it was interesting and I had stuff to say about it, but unfortunately I'm too much of a coward around the cows, which were just all around being unpleasant to be around. So we'll leave it there for today. Thanks for joining me on this failure of a video, but next time I'm in the area I'll pass by again, and if the cows aren't in that field we'll have a look at that stone tomb properly. But for now, thanks for watching, and yeah, vive la France. I'll see you soon enough.